Nikhil, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. The broadcast has started. Yeah.
You will tell
So,
when to start.
hi guys. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for showing up in such huge numbers. I hope you can all hear me. I'm seeing that some of you are already engaging in the question section. So, if you can be kind enough to verify if you can hear me or not in the question section, just a couple of you people, if you can say yes or no. Yeah, cool. It seems I'm audible clearly. So, good evening, guys. First of all, congratulations for being here. I say congratulations because you're some of the very few guys and girls who have chosen to do something as productive and exciting as this webinar in this quarantine times filled with Instagram challenges and WhatsApp games. So, yeah, I heartily welcome you to this webinar on data science, which is the defining word of the quarantine, on behalf of Cantilever Labs. So a couple of lines in Cantilever Labs. Cantilever Labs is a startup based out of T Hub in Hyderabad, which has been selected for the prestigious Lab 32 program of T Hub. Today, we have with us the founder and CEO of Cantilever Labs himself, Mr. Avnish Mundra, who is the force behind this program. So, first speaker you'll be hearing to is Avnish sir himself. So, without any further ado, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Hello all. Thank you very, very much. I hope everything is safe and sound at home, and I genuinely pray that it stays like that. I'll tell you a little bit about Cantilever Labs and how it started. My name is Avnish. I'm the founder and CEO of Cantilever Labs. Before starting Cantilever Labs, I used to work with a company called Futures First, where I was the global head recruitment and training. I was managing operations for two continents, Asia and Africa. My job, considering the global head recruitment and training, entailed a lot of traveling. I would typically spend 5 to 6 months a year in a college, either as a guest lecturer, recruiter, mentor, trainer. And I have done that across all the IITs, NITs, BITS, IIMs, top private colleges, not only in this country, but same kind of colleges across different countries. So Cantilever Labs is actually a product of this rich experience and also the exposure that I saw in these colleges. So what we do, we work with college students. We do skill development for college students, making them industry ready. And we work with corporates. We create recruitment solutions for corporates. We are based out of T-Hub, Triple IT Hyderabad, started in 2018. And we have a good number of colleges in our kitty, right from BITS, Pilani, Anurag Group, Srinidhi, JNTU, Anand Mahindra's MEC, and like that. So this program is about data science. So let us straight away get into that. So before getting into that, very soon a question would be beaming on your screen, which basically is which Tollywood actor that Zomato recently signed for the 30 minutes delivery, free delivery, 30 minutes delivery or free meal campaign. The question would be coming in your screen. You will have four options. Click the option that you think is right. Nikhil wants to know the results. Let us all know.
Yes, sir. We have quite a bright bunch of people here. 92% of them have said Vijay Devarkonda.
Okay, lovely. Lovely. Oh, so that is indeed the right answer. So why did I ask you this question? Of course, there is a strong soil connect with this guy. He's a rage currently, not only in this part of the country but across the country. But why we picked this example of Zomato is I'm sure that everyone who's sitting in the room must have had at least one or two free pizzas from Domino's after they started their 30-minute delivery or free pizza campaign. I have had a lot of free pizzas. And then Zomato started just a couple of months back. What took Zomato so much of time? They have been in business for so long, but what took them so much of time? I know it. I know the science behind because the South India head is a very, very good friend of mine. A lot of data collection was happening all this while. A lot of data cleaning was happening all this while. A lot of data massaging was happening all this while. The algo was running. They were doing a cost benefit analysis. Can they actually afford a free meal if the delivery is not done in 30 minutes? And over and above that, can they actually afford Vijay Devarakonda? After everything was done, They knew the answer is yes, they can, and they started this campaign. The entire process, the fundamental of that process is data science. In fact, if you look around, I can give a bet that you have done 10 things since morning, which either is directly or indirectly related to data science, be it medical, be it mobile, be it transport, be it sports, be it government, be it Instagram, social media, be it sports, be it police, whatever it is. The power of data science is actually everywhere. And for people who think data science is for tomorrow, no, data science is for today and it's going to make your tomorrow beautiful, which is where we come up with this program. So the idea behind this webinar is for you to meet the trainers, speak with the trainers directly, understand the curriculum pretty, very well, and then make an informed decision whether you want to take this course or not. So how Cantilever labs typically work? When I resigned in 2018, I knew there are two problems to this coin called placement. One is a student side problem, other is a corporate side problem. So when Cantilever designs any program, let's talk about only about data science program, but for that matter, all the programs that Cantilever Labs designs and executes, there are typically three category of people behind every program's designing execution. First is a corporate guy, second is an academic guy, and third is a recent graduate. And why we choose this team? Because the corporate guy understands the industry trends very well. The academic guy understands the concepts and the fundamentals very well. And the recent graduate understands the placement pain points very well. And a combination of all these three, the program that comes out with a combination of all these three is very, very impactful and very, very to the point. And this is the team that has actually designed and executed this or will be executing this course of data science. Now, let me tell you who the team is. The entire program is led by Amit. Amit is a principal data scientist at Oracle, whom he joined in 2018. Before Oracle, Amit was a senior scientist at IBM, where he spent a good solid 13 years of his life. So frankly, Amit has been dealing with data science before the world woke up to the word data science. He has been dealing with AI, ML, deep learning, and NLP before any one of us actually know about all these things. Amit has got 3 US patents. In fact, as a matter of fact, there is a correction here. A couple of days back, I got a call from Amit when he got a call from his US attorney that his fourth patent has also been accepted. So he actually has 4 US patents in advanced analytics, and he was the chosen and the most preferred guest lecturer for university relations at IBM. Along with Amit, we have Nihar. Nihar is a manager at a local analytics company. It's called Meralytics Advanced Analytics Solution. He is an SQL, Power BI, and Excel expert. He is an IIT Roorkee graduate, graduated from IIT Roorkee in 2016. Then we have Ayush. He's a triple IT Hyderabad guy. He is among the he's selected for the dean's list of triple IT. He is a data science and Python expert. And another fact that proves that he is good is because he bagged the highest package offer for data science that comes at triple IT Hyderabad. He's one of the lead trainers that will be there in this program along with you guys. And then we have Suraj, who's graduated from Ambedkar University. He is an R and Python expert, has been a product development guy for IEEE and state government, and has a rich teaching experience of 8+ years in which he has connected, interacted, taught close to 12,000 students. So this is the team that is behind the design and execution of this program. Now I'll hand it over to Amit, who will tell you about how statistics will pan out. Amit.
Yeah. Hi. First of all, a very warm welcome. Yep. First of all, a very warm welcome and a big thank you to all of you to take your time out today for this webinar. I'll be your guide and friend for this course on statistics. Uh, 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 Avnish has given a brief intro about myself. I'll talk about the work part. I have been in industry for about 16 years now with a decade of experience working in solutions involving advanced analytics. At IBM, I was looking at financial crime solution involving anti-money laundering, trafficking, know your customers, credit card transactions, grant transactions. Have been in consulting, research, and development. Worked in multiple geographies across the world. And the interesting part is all these use cases that I've talked about, anti-human trafficking, anti-money laundering. So we used to be called financial cops, and all this involved advanced analytics. At Oracle, these days I'm leading analytics for IoT application, thereby helping manufacturers with safety and productivity by better tracking their assets using artificial intelligence. There is a reason I'm talking about, in detail as to the kind of work that I'm doing. What I strongly feel, it's not only important to master the concepts, but also to have understanding of about its implication on the industry and how the real use cases. That's basically gonna be a differentiator between the theoretical concepts and how it's being applied to industry. So we have designed our program in a way wherein we'll basically also try to bring in the industry aspects of it, in terms of projects, in terms of use cases, in terms of presentations, as to how you can basically map from theoretical concepts to industry evaluations. In statistics, coming to primarily statistics, the course that I would be leading on is to why do we need statistics. I mean, all this while there is a little ambiguity about statistics, people focusing more on machine learning, deep learning. So statistics is, you can think of statistics as the backbone of the complete data science pipeline, or the complete data science experience, for the lack of better words. So you can think of, right, it starts from from the point when when you have to take a decision as to what is the kind of data we need to collect, right? Whether the data that we have collected is good enough data to apply machine learning on, right? Given a data, what kind of algorithms make sense for our data? And assuming that everything goes well, how do we infer results out of the machine learning algorithm? So for all of these tasks, right, whether my data is good enough, which algorithm do I need to position, how do I make inference out of my results, for all these things we need statistics. So typically the way we are picking up this course is what we have realized uh, in typically all education systems, very primarily in India, people take top up approach, bottom up approach, wherein you focus on the concepts. You start your studies by learning alphabets, and you gradually learn sentences when you pick up subjects, and then you become a subject matter expert. And probably probably after 20 years or 25 years, or of your life, you start applying those principles onto real world problems. However, when you go to an industry, things move very fast. I mean, when I moved into industry out of college, there was nothing known as data science, and even while I started doing data science in 2011, and the industry started becoming, evolving very rapidly. So the way we work out is, we take a top down approach. We take a business problem at hand, and then we focus on what would it take to basically master that business problem, to solve that business problem, and then we pick up the skills as required. Similarly, for statistics, it's a big course in itself. You would realize, right? I mean, people do PhDs in statistics. They do a master's in statistics. There is a Indian Statistical Institute, very premier institute, running so many courses in statistics. So while it's all good if somebody has all the time, and the resources and the eternity to do all of them and then come into the field, but fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have that luxury, right? So we need to be smart here, and design our courses, be smart learners. So that's the way we call it, as a top-down approach, wherein we have chosen based on our experience, as to what would be the most required things we need to learn on the statistics part. And once you set up your basics, probably picking up any new concepts when you pick up algorithm becomes quite natural. So the whole focus is to make things natural, then to be and take growth more organic, then to basically focus on an inorganic growth. So having said that, what you will learn is, of course, you learn statistics to deepen your understanding of applications of machine learning. You will learn different statistical models and frames which are used to implement machine learning systems. So, but what do I need from you? I mean, do you need to be expert in mathematics? No. So do you need to be a maths champion? Of course no. I do expect that all of people who have shown their interest today are good enough with their simple linear algebra, their differentiation integration concepts. Even if it's not up to the mark, it's time you can go back, read some of those concepts, so that it's easy. But you don't need to be a maths champion. And do you need to take machine learning to take this course? No, machine learning would go in parallel. So there's no prerequisite. This is an independent course. We do not have any dependency where you have to come up upfront with some prerequisites. So that's not the case. So I think with this, I go with a very open mind, that I would get an opportunity to talk to young minds. I'll get an opportunity to talk to people who are keen to take up this course and this complete curriculum. And all that we need is, you should be passionate. You should have the passion to learn, keenness, be observant. Yeah, that's all we need, you to be there to pick up this course and learn all the nuances around this curriculum. uh, Talking about the details, yes, we would be talking about descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. When we talk about descriptive statistics, it's about when we pick up the data, right? What kind of a description, what kind of a values we can learn from it, what kind of a knowledge this data gives us, right? Avnish in the beginning mentioned that it took Zomato some good amount of time to basically do data mining, data massaging, collect the data. So once you basically collect the data, you basically have to understand it. Data speaks in itself. So and you have to make data speak, right? Data is a gold mine. It's the next biggest thing somebody has. So descriptive statistics talks about all of that. Inferential statistics, as I mentioned, once basically you derived some results about from your data, you would be looking at what are those results, whether those results make sense. Sometimes some results are too good to be true, right? So in that case, we need to question whether there is some biasness in the data, or is there a biasness in the model that we chose. So you would have seen, in the election results, when we have post poll results, right? Because of the biasness and the way we articulate one methodology works over the other. Everybody is looking at the same data. It's only about how mature your methodology is, right? So statistically basically help people derive that maturity. So in all, we would be having pinpointed lectures. That's what we have planned for version 1, as I call it, for this curriculum. These would be divided into 7 lessons. In the lesson 1, we'll talk about the introduction of statistics, where we go a little deep on as to what are the descriptive and the inferential statistics. In session 2, we'll talk about Gaussian distribution and descriptive statistics. We'll look at what are the different kind of distribution that exist. I'm sure you must have heard about mean, standard deviation, variance, right? So how these terms, how these acronyms apply to the industry. I mean, what do they mean to a layman, right? We'll take some natural examples, common examples as to how it helps. Correlation between variables. In this lesson, you'll discover how to calculate a correlation coefficient to quantify the relationship between variables. How one variable is related to another, right? Variables can show positive correlation. For example, if two variables are moving in the same direction, or they're moving in the opposite direction, right? Then we'll look at statistical hypothesis testing. We'll also look at estimation statistics, non-parametric statistics. Without delving into too much of details at this point in time, this is just a sneak preview as to what is coming up your way. Uh, Again, this is not an exhaustive list. This is something which we think is important to pick up some basic understanding of machine learning and data science. And as we mature, we together can decide if we need something more than what is on the table at this point in time. So with that, I'm really excited to welcome you on this journey, and I really look forward, to talk to you all very soon. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. I'm Mr. Suraj. I'm expert in R and Python programming, and also having the 8 years of experience in academics and the corporate training program. Apart from that, I'm having 4.5 years of experience in developing commercial software products with Maharashtra state government and the IEEE academics projects on MTech, BTech, and PhD for information technology and computer science engineering. So over here, I'm taking R programming course. Okay, so R programming, or if we are talking about an R programming, the R programming is an open source programming language. It has been developed for statistical computing and the graphics supports by the R Foundation. The R language is a widely used among statistical and the data miners for statistical softwares, data analysis polls, and the data mining surveys. As of the April 2020, the R ranks 10th number in the TOB index. Okay, TOB, that is TIOBE. The TOB is a programming community index which indicators the programming index depends on the popularity of a R programming language. So the R programming nowadays is very popular. So let's talk about what we will learn in this curriculum. So you will learn the graphical facilities for data analysis and display. It is very fantastic feature of a R programming, analyzing the data and show it in a graphics format like the charts, pie charts, graphs, etc., etc., or any color combination. So we can use this one to analyze our data and display it in our software format. So apart from that, you will learn the data handling and the storage facility too. So it is also one of the best feature of a R programming, in which you can learn to store and handle the multiple data set using the R programming at the same time. What if we have the data set for different operations there, and we want to work at the same times using to this? So using an R programming, we can easily learn to handle the data and how to store the data in our program. So again, you will learn to add your own functionality to your data set. Okay, this is the actual magic of a R programming, in which you can add your own functionality, or we can say the filters to the data set. So that what the basic R programming curriculum that we have designed, in which you can learn the graphical display and the analyzing of data, and then you will learn how to handle the data and how to store it. And you will also learn to add your own functionality, that is the many more filters to the R programming through a particular code. So once we know about the what we learn in R programming, let's talk about their requirements or a prerequisite about R. Okay, so after knowing about R programming, you might be think the prerequisite or the requirements to learn the R. So you may think like, do I need to know the R to take the course? And the answer is no. Guys, we have designed the curriculum of this R programming course from very basic to the pro or a advanced level, so you don't need to worry about it. And like, do you need to be the master at programming to take this course? And again, the answer is no, because the R programming is really very simple to learn with the various terrific features, and it is totally independent. So what if you don't know the C, CPP, or a Python? You can easily learn the R programming by taking this course. Okay, so now once we got to know what we learn and what are the prerequisite for it, let's go for the overview of this curriculum. So guys, we have the 4 session to complete the R programming. So in first 2 sessions, we will be dealing with the very basic syntax about R programming, then the statements in R programming, then how to write the loops and how to write the functions using the R programming. And last 2 sessions, we are dealing with the data structure, the advanced part of R programming, then the data interface and data visualization. So that what the basic the R programming that we are going to cover about. So these are the 4 sessions that we will have. So in which you will be have more fun related to the R programming in data visualization, in analyzing of data and all such a part. So guys, that would be there in R programming. So I will be finishing my screen from my side, and I'm looking forward with you to take this course. Now I would like to share the screen to Mr. Ayush for next the Python and data science.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayush and I will be taking you the data science and Python module of this program. So to understand what data science is, let us imagine a diamond. So what do you see when you think of a diamond? So you see something that is transparent, shiny, a small object which you know as diamond, right? But the diamond that we get out of diamond mines is not like the diamond that we imagine. It is just a black piece of rock that is irregularly shaped, that is rough and coarse, and it looks more similar to coal than to a diamond. So, this process of refining and polishing that black rock and transforming it into this valuable diamond, this shiny thing which we call diamond, is what we call data science. So, data science is the science of converting raw, unorganized data into valuable information. So, what this course will give you is the tools and techniques that you can use to transform such unorganized data into valuable information. This information and these tools can be used to building your own projects that you can add to your resume, which will speak to the industry of your skills and your knowledge in this particular field. Okay, so now data science is not a one step process, fine. So it consists of multiple stages, and we will discuss all these stages one by one. So to understand the different stages, let us get back to our analogy of manufacturing the diamond. So what is the first step when we need to manufacture a diamond? The first step is to extract those black pieces of rocks from the diamond mines. So this step is what we call data collection. That is, here we collect data from various sources, from internet, from various participants, from various users, and we collect them in one place so that we can use our different techniques on that data. This is the first step, which we call data collection. Now once we have the collected data, then we need to transfer that data from from the collected place to various machines and various people, where we can apply those tools and techniques on that data. So this involves the second stage of data science, which we call data storage. So here we will store the collected data in various formats and transfer them to various people, various servers, various machines, and we will be able to use them to analyze the data. This is the second stage, which we call data storage. Now once we are through with data storage, we we have the black rocks or the unorganized data at our workshops. Now we need to clean that data, because the data that comes out from collecting and storage is usually having a lot of unnecessary data which is not required for our analysis. So this step is what we call data cleaning, where we clean the data, we remove the parts that are not required for our analysis, and we take only the necessary parts out of the complete data. This is the third stage, which we call data cleaning. Now once we have the cleaned data, then we need to do some sort of analysis or apply some sorts of data science techniques on those cleaned data, so that we are able to transform that data into useful information. So this is the fourth step, which we call data analysis. So this is the step which will actually transform the collected data into useful information. Now once we have converted the data into information, you need to remember that we are still dealing with numbers, symbols, and characters, right? And you know that it is easier for people to understand images rather than seeing numbers. So what we will do is, once we have the information, we will convert that information into various graphs, images, charts, using various data visualization techniques, so that it is easier for us and our users to understand what we have done. This is the fifth stage, which we call data visualization. Now, once we have collected the data, stored it, cleaned it, analyzed it, and also visualized it, then the final stage of the decision making process is to make any inference or any conclusion from the entire process, right? This is the last stage, which we call the data decision making. Fine. So this course will take you through each and every one of these steps from scratch. You do not need to know anything from previously. Do not have any prerequisites for this course. You can start from the very basics and we'll take you to the very end. Fine. Okay. So now, once we are through with that, let's discuss the overview of this data science module. So this module will span 16 sessions, and the 16 sessions will be broken down as follows. So the first 3 sessions will be covering basic maths or introductory maths, which should be required for you to understand data science and to be able to use the basic techniques to be discussed. So the first 3 sessions we will cover basics of linear algebra, basics of statistics, basics of probability that will be required for your forthcoming data science courses. Fine. After that, once we are through with the basics of mathematics, then we will go into basics of Python programming. So even if you do not know anything about Python programming, that is fine for this course, because I will take you to the very basics. How do you write your own program? How do you compile it? How do you write your own scripts? Everything will be taught to you from scratch. After that, once we have learned the basic mathematics, the basic Python, then we start the data collection process. We will cover data collection, storage, cleaning, visualization, and data analysis, all of them in the next 4 sessions. So this will cover the majority chunk of the module. Once we are through with that, then the next 2 sessions, sessions 10 will cover the project of this module. So this module will comprise which can be used, which will be industry grade, and which can be used to enhance your resume. The first project will span from sessions 10 to 12, where we will cover all the concepts that you will have learned till date, and we will use that to build a beautiful project of our own. Now, once we'll be done with that project, then we will introduce you to basics of machine learning. We will teach you what is machine learning, what we need to get started with machine learning, what are the prerequisites for machine learning, what are the characteristics or the requirements for machine learning. So we will introduce you to machine learning, and you will take machine learning in the next sessions. And after that, at the end, we will do a final big project which will comprise the entire module together, and where you will be able to apply all the techniques that you will have learned till date. So this will be the entire 16 sessions of this module. So that will be it from my side. Thank you for listening, and I will be handing it over to Nihar. Thank you.
Hey, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, very clearly. Please go ahead.
Sure. Yes. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Right, my name is Nihar. I'll be the trainer for Excel, SQL, and Power BI during this program. And just to introduce myself before I get started on the information about the sessions, I work for a company called Miraletics where we do management consulting work. So we work with companies internationally who have yearly revenues anything between $500 million and $20 billion. And what we do is we go and consult with them and explain them or figure out their problems as to how to improve their business. So whenever I consult a client and I identify there is a particular issue and I have to give him a solution, I have to prove myself, hey, I'm making this solution based on this particular result that I've received or I've analyzed from your data. Now, to prove this, we require certain amount of skill, both in terms of hard skills and soft skills. And we'll be focusing on the hard skill aspect during this program. And one of the most important tools which has been used since the advent of computer itself, or since the advent of analytics itself in its formal terms, is Excel. So a lot of us think that Excel is a data entry tool which is basically used to store certain small data sets where, like, your finances, your spending, a very small kind of data. But Excel in itself is a very powerful tool which can process millions of rows and provide great insights and great results. And it does affect companies which are even billion-dollar companies. We have generated results on Excel, reports on Excel, which have affected their decision, helped them make better decisions, and which have caused either profit or loss of even millions of dollars. So that Excel is that powerful a tool. So we will be going through 3 sessions, and what we will be learning would be the Excel essentials, the most basic of the basics of how to process Excel, what are the basic formulas, what are the basic functions that are required to operate Excel in a better way. In addition, we'll also be learning some of the applications in terms of how we can ease our normal life using Excel and how to apply advanced automated analytics using Excel. So the program will have a lot of hard skills involved in a lot of essentials and functions of Excel. In addition, now, so when we say, hey, we have to create a report, we have to analyze something, so we require data. And currently, data is the most important commodity in the world. Someone like McDonald's can track one single burger bun from the time of production to the final customer as to who received that bun to a very good extent. And this is all possible because of how the data has evolved. Now we have a better understanding of how to store bigger sets of data, how to share a bigger set of data, and SQL is an essential part because it helps tap into that database and find meaningful data that we require to understand our business better. So what we will be learning during these sessions will be the basics of SQL, how SQL works, what is the logic, what are the formats, what are the syntaxes that are required to get that essential data, which will help analyze the business better. And in addition, we will touch upon the database creation and management aspect. We won't go too deep, right? But we'll still touch upon them just to make sure that we know that they exist and we are sure that any question, even if it's an interview later, we should know that what it is and are not blank. Now, last aspect would be you did a very good analysis, you pulled very good data, right? But if suppose you're not able to present it properly, you're not able to show the world, hey, you have done something wonderful. So that's where everything goes down the drain. You lose the value that you have worked hard for. Like the example I gave you here, right? If you are made to give a speech on health and cleanliness, but you are wearing a faded t-shirt, month-old socks, and shredded jeans, it seems hypocritical, right? You may be an expert on health and cleanliness, right? But you're not presenting yourself well. So Power BI Analytics comes here, right? Power BI is a Microsoft tool which helps creates reports and presentations which are very data driven, very automated, and very visually pleasing in terms of what you want to show. So what we will be doing again, this is also another program with 3 sessions, and we'll be learning the basics of Power BI as to how to create dashboards on Power BI, how to design the dashboard on Power BI, what should be the thought process, what are the hard skills required, both in terms of formulas and connecting or getting in the data, and certain presentation standards. So we'll set up certain formatting standard just to make sure that everyone has a very clean and a very presentable output. And so yeah, that's the 3 topics that I'll be covering during these sessions. And I like you have already guessed, right? There is no prerequisite in terms of what you need to know about the sessions, about the tools. And we'll be covering everything from the basics and we'll move towards the higher proficiency. So yeah, that's all from my side. And I hope to see you guys, in the future sessions. So have a great day. Thanks. I'll hand over the mic to Avnish.
Nikhil, am I audible?
Yes, sir, quite clearly.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Nihar. So guys, the key takeaway, what exactly do you get? You get to do projects, two projects which can sit pretty on your resume, not only for the upcoming placement season, for the whole of your life. These are life projects, and these going to be very exciting for sure. You'll get certification, which will add hundreds of kilo to your resume, making it very heavy, good weightage. And of course, you get ready for the industry, for the very exciting, super rewarding career in data science. Uh, I'll just summarize everything what these guys said. There will be in total 36 sessions. The start date is not today. The start date would be 12th of April, and we will end on 31st of April. You will get daily practice assignments. Every day a session is done. You'll have a practice assignment, and we expect you to do the practice assignment. You'll be having 3 full-blown pure data science practice test, which is a near perfect simulation of the actual test when you sit for a company for a data science role. You get to do 2 projects: statistics 7 sessions, R 4 sessions, Python and data science 16 sessions, Excel 3, Microsoft Power BI 3, SQL 3. The fees for the program is 3,600 plus tax. This is what the overall logistics is. Yeah, with this, we have come to an end of this presentation. Thank you very much for taking some time out. Thank you very much for attending this session. If you have any questions, you can ask me. If you remember the first opening slide, we had a Vijay Devarakonda slide in which you did a polling and you gave an answer. So this is a very fantastic premium tool that we use. The platform on which the webinar is happening right now is the platform that we'll be using for the training program also. As a matter of fact, it's a platform also used by Byju's. It's one of the best available in the market. The polls, whatever training we do, all the training program has got a lot of polls. The question that you answered for Vijay Devarakonda. So what happens is with those questions, your attentiveness index is very, very high, because every now and then something is coming and you have to click on the screen, you have to think, you have to solve, you have to do in a piece of paper, which keeps you alert, engaged, and attentive. So that is one very, very excellent and exclusive feature that we'll be using for the entire training program. We are open to question and answers now. Nikhil, if you can moderate this.
Yes, sir. So I can see that many of you are already having a lot of questions and you're mentioning in the questions pane. You can as well use the option of raising hand, which is also a versatile option for this platform. You can raise your hand and I'll unmute you and you can ask your doubt yourself. Meanwhile, sir, I'll be mentioning the questions which are already mentioned in the questions pane. One of them is this a completely online course?
This is a completely online course. Yes.
And how many days long is the course?
We wish to finish everything in 20 days, 20 to 22 days.
And how long
But
is one session?
typically, we don't exceed the session. We would not like to exceed the session by 2 hours, considering the concentration span that people have. But just 3 days back, we did a session. A session was supposed to be a 3-hour session, which went on to become a 4 hours, 30-minute session because students wanted it to be like that. So frankly, we don't think on those numbers. If the students need 3 hours, we give them 3 hours. If they need 4 hours, we give them 4 hours. But bare minimum that what we do is 2 hours for sure, but anything after that is not an issue.
So is it essential to have a computer or is a smartphone enough?
Smartphone is more than enough.
Yeah. And coming to some technical questions, why is it essential to learn two languages, R and Python?
Okay. Ayush, would you like to answer? Ayush or Suraj, any one of you?
Hello.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Suraj. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so hello, I am Ayush. I will be taking your Python course, and let me answer your query. So see, Python and R, they are two very different languages, and both have very different applications. So this course is not just about Python or R. It is a course about data science. and we will try to explain and teach you how to use the different techniques in data science, and different languages are good for different techniques. You can do everything using Python, and you can do everything using R as well. But there are certain techniques that are easier and better to be implemented using Python, and certain techniques that work better with R. So we will teach you both Python and R, and we will teach you which techniques are better with Python and which techniques are better with R, so that you are able to use those techniques to the best of your capabilities and in the shortest possible time. So that is why we are covering both Python and R, but the techniques that we'll be covering in both will be different. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any follow-up question, you may ask.
Let me add on to this. This is Amit. Let me add on to what description Ayush gave. Very rightly said. When I started off my projects in data science, uh, R was there. Python did not evolve. So typically there was a proprietary tool with IBM known as SPSS. We started off with that. Gradually picked up R, and finally, when Word started moving very fast, we picked up Python. The way I look at that is, it's about, as Ayush rightly said, about getting the right thing done. So uh, you should only be limited by your creativity, and all these languages good that because some of the packages, sometimes you wish, when you're working in Python, you start googling and you wish that they were also available in R. A person who is basically using an R sometimes wish that, if there was, because he's more hands-on on R, wishes that, if that's available in R, but it's vice versa, it's available in Python. The thing which has worked very good for me as well as my team is we have a good set of people who are knowing both of them. So and there are a lot of online helps you see these days, so it's also easy to comprehend what's out there in the out there in the market. So you can take a decisive call as to how would you want to do a thing, because in some instances you would see a similar solution in both the places, R and Python. For example, a package to basically show some kind of a visualization, but you would want to, because soft skill also is very important here when you basically want to present your results to the customer. So it makes, at that point in time, you would want to make that call, as to whether you would want to use this package versus the other package. So yes, it's not a requirement, but it's good that know all of this. And if there is a single platform which basically brings all of this together, I would basically take it with both hands. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So another question is, what if I miss one of the sessions? Avnish, sir?
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So the question is, what if we
I'm
miss
so
one of the
sorry. I
sessions?
was answering, but I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much for asking this question. So every single session that you have in this training program, including the one which we are in right now, is being recorded and would be sent to you after the end of the session. So today, tonight, or by tomorrow morning, you will receive this session also. You can see the video recording. It's a fabulous quality recording. And every single session that you undergo in the training program, you will receive a recorded version. So basically, you have a recorded version and an assignment with you that you can see the recorded version or do the assignment at your own time.
So many of you are
Nikhil,
asking how to yeah, how to manage time with your existing classes and other work. So I think that answers the question. Recordings will be sent to you of each and every session. And Shubham asks, can we select any one from the four courses?
can we select what?
Any one from the four courses?
Okay, if you really look at it, we are doing 6 courses and not 4. Very frankly, if you want to talk like that, then it's 6 courses, and no, you have to take them. It's a data science program that we are working on, and we are not working on the a sub course like a small Python or an R. Not now, at least as of now, no. Later, maybe yes, but as of now, no.
And some of the questions uh, can be summarized as: do you think 21 days is an enough time?
Uh, if I have to be very honest with you, any number of these is not enough. I mean, Amit here has got an experience of 16 years, of which 9 years is completely into data science. He is terrific, but does he call himself an expert? I know he doesn't. But if you have to start off, if you have to set the ball rolling, if you have to understand things well, if you have to present yourself to the outside world, and you have to improve your chances to get a career in data science, 21 days, the way we do it, is enough.
And how should we pay the fee and how should we enroll? A link will be
You'll
sent to you via mail.
you'll be receiving an email in which there will be 3 aspects to it. One will be a registration form in which we'll need few details of yours. That mail will also have the recorded session of this webinar so that you can go over this webinar again if at all you want to. And then you'll receive another email once we have the data with us in which the payment link will be sent to you.
And what are the 2 projects that will be handled in the course?
Okay, the answer to this question is incredibly difficult to say right now. The project is sorted at our end, but if we start answering this question, this webinar might extend by another 30 minutes. So I think you can have faith and trust that 2 good solid projects would be there.
Yeah, one interesting question is: why should we choose this over the existing YouTube courses and NPTEL courses, etc.?
Okay, I have a fair bit of understanding. I would like to, okay, the slide is way behind, so I would not get into that slide. The team that has created the course and the delivering that course, that team is a combination of corporate plus academics plus student, recent graduate. That team really brings the essence and the flavor which is needed in the current times. Tomorrow you are sitting for an interview, and what will happen? I mean, really the thing that you need to know, which will come handy in that hour of pressure and interview, is what you'll be getting from here. So the team that is delivering and executing is definitely a big differentiator, a very, very big differentiator. Then you get to do live projects. The fact, one person very rightly questioned, why do we need 2 languages? We don't. You pick up typically any data science program, they work only on one. But as I thought, this is the team which drives people, things at Cantilever Labs. They said, no, we need to teach 2 languages, and hence we have 2 languages. So those are the few things that we have.
So one of the question is: for any data science job, do we need to be a programming expert?
Okay, Nihar, Nihar, your mic is
Well,
mute, I guess.
no, fine, Ramesh. So typically, you don't need to be a master of programming if you are in the entry level position, right? So if everyone was a master at data science while they are entering the industry, then there would be a big gap, right, in terms of the smaller companies or medium-sized companies against the bigger companies. Most of your application-based training is done in the industry itself after joining the company. But there is a prerequisite about a certain level of understanding that you should have. So, for example, if you join a company as a data scientist, you should have a basic understanding of statistics. You should have a basic understanding of R, or you should have a basic understanding of Python. You should have at least have some amount of credibility, which differentiates you from other people. Or it may purely be your problem solving. That's another aspect where you're so strong at case studies and problem solving that they can take you in, even if you have at that point of time have a relatively basic hard skill set. But that making that level of problem solving is like one in hundreds of thousands of applicants. So necessary that we have that amount of hard skill on our end. Maybe Amit can give a better view.
In fact, why I said Nihar to answer that question is Nihar is a mechanical engineering graduate. He had no correlations with computers. In fact, he had no correlations with mechanical engineering also, but he's an SQL, Power BI, and Excel expert. So no, you don't need to be a good, solid programmer to excel here.
Some of you guys are also asking that you're poor in programming right now and you're not from computer science or electronics backgrounds. I guess that has answered those questions too. And yes, sir. I think it would be better if you can repeat the fee again, sir. Some of them are asking that.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Nikhil, any other questions?
Yes, sir. When is the last date for enrollment?
We haven't really see. I'll tell you guys what happened yesterday. So basically, uh, uh, the number of people who applied for today's webinar was unprecedented. In fact, at 1250 participants, we had to stop it. We probably received 1600, 1700 registrations, but we had to say 350 more that you cannot come in. In those 1250, only 500 are sitting in this right now as we are talking. 750 did not even get a chance to get inside the room. So I don't know what is, we don't know the last date, but we will be very, very quick in getting down to our people whom we want to train and start doing the work. I cannot really fix a date, but hopefully if you receive the payment link by day after tomorrow, which is 9th, then we expect to close everything by 10th. So 11th, we will do all the operations at our end so that when you come on 12th, neither you nor do we have to worry about anything else but data science. So if everything is fine, I think the last date of registration and fixing your seat would be 10th night.
So another question on projects. Will the two projects be team-based projects or individual projects, or will they be the same for a bunch of students or different for each?
Ayush, would you like to answer?
Sure. Okay, so the two projects that we will be doing will be individual projects. So everyone will be doing it hands-on and live. I will be mentoring you through the entire process, and we will have overall everyone will have the same project, but there will be some minor variations from person to person. But the overall goal of the project will be same for everyone. We will have two big projects, and both will be based on data science and Python. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Samya asks, should the projects be completed within the course time or later? Samya, our team will ensure that you complete the projects by the course ends. And yeah, so any other
I
questions?
I remember our last webinar went so well. The Q&A went so well that the last person actually asked that when is the vaccine for coronavirus coming? So guys, lovely, lovely questions. It's always I always prefer that Q&A should be bigger than the presentation. Q&A should be more exhaustive than the presentation. So lovely questions.
We have
Nikhil, that's it.
Can we expect the same interaction while the real sessions too?
The trainers have already spoken to you, so you can always understand the entire reason, the entire purpose to call you in for this session was so that you get a first-hand experience. Yeah, instead of seeing the picture, just seeing the poster and watching the movie, we thought, why don't we call you in and speak to the champions here and then understand. Uh, The idea is to exactly do that. Be with you, right there with you. Have this communication exactly the way it is right now.
Yeah, and some people want to know the timings of the sessions here.
We will tell you guys. Uh, we have to understand few things because we have already had one webinar where quite a number of registrations have already happened, and we are talking to them also. So we are trying to understand what is a sweet time internally, that we decided that we will have a time. The first session in the morning should happen somewhere around 11 to 1:30, and the second session should happen around 2:30 to 5. This is a tentative time that we have decided, but then we will fix it and we will share the schedule. So basically we'll be sharing, say, a 3-day schedule with you every now, that okay, this is the next 3-day schedule, this is the next 5-day schedule, and that's how we want to take it forward.
Internship opportunities is a question we're getting a lot. So
What's the question?
internship opportunities, internship guidance.
Okay, I'll tell you again, I'm not raising any expectations over here, but the entire focus of Cantilever Labs is you guys. And when I say focus, the focus doesn't end at training. We want to go to the next step also. We are connected with close to 600 corporates, startups, medium-sized companies who are interested in hiring people who are trained and assessed by Cantilever Labs. I'm not saying you'll be interning and working over there, but we will see whatever we can do, we will do it. Cantilever Labs has a big network. I has a big network. Amit here is sitting on a big network. Nihar has a big network. So has Ayush and Suraj. So we'll leverage the network and we'll see what best can be done.
Yes, sir.
Good, lovely. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time. We hope to see you very, very soon in these classes. All the very, very best. Take good care of yourself and everybody around you. Stay home, stay safe, and thank you so very much. Bye bye.
Yeah, so bye guys. Hope to see you in the sessions in which, as Aish has said, you'll be turning dust into diamonds. Thank you. Bye.
Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, you'll be receiving a mail, similarly the one that you received from info@cantileverlabs.com. So watch out for that email, which will have the next course of action. info@cantileverlabs.com. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have a nice day.